All right, so in this question, we want to analyze the effect of certain events that happen in an economy and especially analyze how it affects real GDP as well as optimal price levels. So in the first example, we are told that in this economy, there is a large increase in the demand for US exports. This means that the aggregate demand curve will shift to the right in order to meet this increased demand, and this will allow real GDP to increase over here, as well as the price level to rise from the original quantity. This happens in the short run, but as firms and workers adjust to the price level being higher than they had expected, costs will rise, and this will cause the aggregate supply curve to also shift to the right, to the left. And this will result in an even higher increase in the price level from the original quantity, which was over here at P1, to P2 over here, and all the way up to P3. As you can see over this entire period, real GDP did change from here to here, but as aggregate supply shifted to the left to meet the change in aggregate demand, real GDP and eventually remained constant at the original point. Now, the next part is talking about an increase in oil prices and how this will affect the economy. So an increase in oil prices will actually shift the short-run aggregate supply curve to the left. And as you can remember, this is actually an example of a supply side shock. And this will cause prices once again to rise from the equilibrium quantity. So once again, from P1, excuse my handwriting, to P2. And this will leave optimum quantities also to fall from the original equilibrium point to a slightly lower amount. However, in the long run, real GDP, the unemployment rate, will also remain constant. And this is because the recession that is caused by the supply shock eventually leads to falling wages and prices, and this shifts the short-run aggregate supply curve back to the original point that it was over here. So in fact, you do see this increase in fluctuation in prices as well as real GDP, but in the long run, everything comes back to the original point.